السلام على الحسين وعلى علي ibn al-Hussein وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين. Dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum. My name is Sayyid Ali Hussein Zaidi. I am from London. I am 16 years old. Currently I am studying GCSEs in a various subjects. Throughout my life, in the past 2-3 years, alhamdulillah, I have managed to visit Karbala a few times, this being the third. Karbala for me has been a life-changing experience. For the first time I came visiting Abu Abdullah Hussein and Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas, I came to see a spiritual change within myself, that when I returned, the luxury of life didn't mean anything to me. At first, clothing, branded stuff, things like cars and various amounts of things that teenagers would desire meant everything to me. But after visiting the holy land of Karbala, everything was just sand for me. Abu Abdullah al-Hussein just became everything. When I came to Bab al-Hawaij, my first dua was, "Oh Bab al-Hawaij, just invite me every year that I can visit to you on Ashura and any other occasions if possible." And I asked Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas that please allow me that I can help, I can serve one another's awars that are visiting Abu Abdullah al-Hussein. So alhamdulillah, visiting Karbala last Ashura, this Ashura I managed to bring a group of 30 people, and alhamdulillah in Arba'een today I managed to bring a few number of people as well. I managed to serve them, alhamdulillah rabbil alameen. To begin with, about Arba'een, we landed in Baghdad, and the first few nights we spent it in Najaf. Being in Najaf with the father of Abu Abdullah al-Hussein, Amir al-Mu'mineen, Ali ibn Abi Talib, salawatullahi wa salamu alayhi, was just delighted. Alhamdulillah, I managed to do all the ziyarats in Kufa, in Najaf, Wadi Salam, and all the surrounding ziyarats. And then the walk began. On the 19th of December, we started the walk with a group of 15, roughly about 10 to 15 people. We walked from Najaf, meeting new people, seeing new things, understanding life, reflecting upon the past, through what I did wrong, through how I can improve my life to become a better follower of Amir al-Mu'mineen, Ali ibn Abi Talib. So walking towards Karbala was the best thing for me. Personally, it was the best act I've ever done in my whole life. On the 19th I started with a friend of mine called Imran. We both carried an alam. Together we marched. Literally we marched rather than walk towards Karbala. Alhamdulillah, I started barefooted, whereas he started entering Karbala, he started barefooted. So feeling the pain that Ahlul Bayt and Sayyidah Zainab and Imam Zainul Abidin, salawatullahi wa salamu alayhi, went through, well, what the pain they went through, we couldn't even feel a fraction of it. But the pain of the pebbles, the stones, the sharp stones poking into your feet was just aching, the legs, and the whole body was just shattered. The first day when we rested at Mawkib, the beds were just literally blankets on the floor and a blanket to cover ourselves. And to be honest, when usually at home in a day-to-day life, when I go to bed, it's just, it's my bed, I deserve it. Just go to sleep. But sleeping in this mawkib next to people that I've never seen before was just thanking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that walking this whole day in the cold, with the pain, with my legs aching, that I have found a place to sleep, and the people are just serving me like I am their family or more than their family. I'll give you an example. My legs were, on the first night, my legs were aching because it was the first time I had walked so much in my life. So the guy that was serving at the mawkib, he looked at me and he came to me and he spoke to me in Arabic. I did not understand what he said. I tried to reply to him in English, and alhamdulillah, he understood what I said and he started massaging my legs. He massaged my legs, and God is witness that I fell asleep, and I did not realize for the time that he massaged my legs and my back. So that was the first night. The second night, alhamdulillah, we rested in another mawkif, finding massage machines, which was again, relieving the pain. But again, when we imagine the pain that the Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam went through, this was nothing compared to it. It cannot be described in words, that the pain they went through. Like when we were walking, we were served food. Every pole, people would stop us, tell us to have tea, tell us to sit down, to sit by the fire, whereas the Ahlul Bayt they had to bend down, they were chained. They would walk without food, without water. Sayyidah Sakina would just walk on sharp pebbles. When sharp pebbles would come, she would be forced to run. And the distance that they covered was just too much. If we think about it, just thinking about it is just too much. Alhamdulillah, after 3 days, on the 21st, by Maghrib, we got to Karbala. Entering Karbala at roughly about pole number 1400, catching the first glimpse of Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas was the best thing ever. I was delighted to see the dome of Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas. The pain of my legs, the pain of my body just disappeared. It was just a miracle. Seeing Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas, I asked for my du'as, I asked for my hajat, as he is Babul Hawaij. We walked into Karbala with our group, saying as-salam to Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas, walked into Bain al-Haramain, said as-salam to Abu Abdullah al-Hussein, salamullahi wa salamu alayhi. And then alhamdulillah, we managed to go to the hotel. We rested for a few hours, and then we came back to the harams of Imam Abbas and Imam Hussein alayhim salam. Now, talking towards the environment of Karbala, alhamdulillah rabbil alameen, the security now is very, very, very tough. Checking even into Karbala at the first checkpost, there is army standing there with full armor, with full weapons, just to defend anything that is against Abu Abdullah al-Hussein. I feel very secure being in Karbala. I have no fear of someone robbing me or fear of dying or anything. As there are so many checkposts near to the haram, far from the haram, that when you come in, you get checked. When you go out, you get checked. Every point you are checked to the highest possible rate. So Karbala currently, alhamdulillah, is very secure. Coming to Karbala in Najaf, I did hear that 4 blasts did happen, and I was confirmed that 3 of them did happen, and 1 of them just failed. killing many people, yet to be confirmed how many there were. But still it is sad that for the love of our Abdullah al-Hussein, people are killed. Talking towards the spiritual side of Karbala, being in Karbala, it has been a life-changing experience for me. Especially, this is my first Arba'een in Karbala. And after walking, I value the Zyarah even more. Being on Ashura, we came in buses, we went straight to the hotel, had showers, had food, and then we came to Abu Abdullah al-Hussein. But here, when we walked, we were shattered, but still, the love was at its peak that we wanted just to embrace ourselves to the Zari and just kiss the shrine and just stand there. But as you are aware, there are many millions of people present in Karbala today on the day of Arba'een. So it is very difficult to stand and just hold the Zari for a few minutes. So you start talking, personally I start talking to Abu Abdullah Hussein as I see the Zari. And when I get to the Zari, I just kiss it and I give other people a chance.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My name is Bibi Fatima. I'm from Oslo, Norway, and I'm 15 years old. This winter, my mom decided to take me to Karbala, and in this trip we visited like Iran and Iraq at the same time, and many holy places and shrines at the same time. I thought it was like really great, and I wanted to join my mom going to this trip. Actually, my mom didn't want to take me at first, but I wanted, and I forced her to bring me with her. She didn't want me to go because she thought it was like insecure to be here. But I thought it was like a trip that I will never forget, and that was really important for me. So we visited many holy places, and I have to say that this visit to Imam Hussein's mosque has been the most beautiful visit. When I visited Imam Hussein's mosque, I thought it was like the most beautiful journey I ever have been through in my life. It was like the mosque was beautiful, and it was such a big place. And I never think I will forget this. I felt like that this was really special for me, and I just feel like like an inner peace coming to me. I saw like many people, and they were like crying and about like Imam Hussein and all these bad things he's have been through, and it's because we visited him some days after Arba'een, and it was really rushed and crowded, and it's a place where all your du'as can be accepted, and all the prayers too. At first I thought it was maybe like insecure to be here because of the secure checking we went through at the beginning when we were going to enter the mosque. But after a while, I thought it was okay because they're just gonna make us sure that we are secure to be in the mosque. So basically, I don't have like anything against that. It's really crowded in Karbala, and it's like many people just been gathered together. And this experience I have felt can never be replaced with something, and I don't think it can be described unless you come here and feel it by yourself. It's really hard to explain, but it's like you get a kind of inner peace in yourself, and you get known to yourself and to the Shia Islam and Ahlul Bayt, and of course you get like know to what life is about. Um, and normally in Norway, where I live, it can be hard to stand between like two cultures and religions, because you get like always pressed to do something which is not legal in Islam. So you always have to make your own decisions, but you always have to like try to choose the right side. You have to choose the way which you think is right for you, and the way which you feel like most comfortable with. And I have like chosen Islam, and the ways I can show that is that I have chosen to wear hijab at my school, which is like not so popular. I have a message for all my Shia Muslim sisters and brothers living all over the world. That is that you have to always choose the way of Islam, because I think that it will always guide you to the right path, and it will make you comfortable, and you will find the benefits of following that after a while. And I have to say that it can be hard to live in another country or with another culture and religion, but after all we have to stand together and try to think about what life is about, and what we will meet like after death, and what we will get and earn in this life. So I just have to say that you always have to choose the way of like Islam, and the way that Imam Hussein taught you to make. I recommend all of you to come to Karbala and visit this holy and beautiful place. So thank you, and Assalamu alaikum.